Oh my God, we did it! That was a pretty clean intro. It is Critical Shakes Diet Live episode 7? How did we get to 7? It's getting pretty crazy, guys. This is now the first episode where you could, potentially you could be at a bar instead of, you could go out instead of this. That's right. Here in Eugene, at least, you could go to a bar tonight. There's bars that you could go to. In fact, one of our guests tonight, our guest J-Rock, who's supposed to be on the show tonight, one of the show's biggest fans, honestly, he got called into work. He's called into work. He's working downtown Eugene at Doc's Pad solo tonight. And so we're going to try. I think we're going to try to call him, and we're going to see what happens. Which camera do I got here? Which camera is it? It's this one. It's this one. This one. Gotcha. We're going to call him. We're going to see what happens. We may, we're going to take a controversial look. That's how I'm thinking of it. We're going to get a remote. We're going to see if we can get a remote controversial look inside of a bar in downtown Eugene and see what it is, for better or for worse. Just journalism style, No sides taken. We shouldn't be going out. Don't go out. But journalism style, mostly. Holy crap, y'all. Good Lord. Anybody feeling super emo lately? Anybody having a real emo phase?
It's been such a horrible day. Like, I really need new skinny jeans. Fall Out Boy's my favorite band. And I can't go see them. My girlfriend thinks I'm a poser, and I'm not a poser. I am a real emo. Emo is who I am. And my friend took my CD. Come on, dude, that ain't cool. My life is falling apart. Why do bad things have to happen to good people? I hate my life. I'm sorry, I gotta go now. Bye.
Oh my God. Sorry about that. Okay, wait, hold on. All the way transition. Okay, anyways, we got a bunch of stuff we're doing tonight. Just discovered American football. Cut my life into pieces. Oh, nice. Cameron Johnson in the chat tonight. That's fun. Let's move into the Harvey Dog, the Critter Cam. We got kind of a loosely formatted show tonight, so we're definitely going to be checking in with Harvey Dog. Let's see if we can get him to look at us.
Harvey Dog!
Oh, it worked. Look at that man. Look at that handsome devil. Oh my God. Love you, Harv. Just on the other side of the door there. Ooh, looking good. That was fun. So we'll be checking in with Harv. In fact, why are we doing this? I should just be doing the whole show. With him in the background. What am I thinking? This is the real... I feel like this is the culmination of everything I've been working towards. Would probably just be to have the show just be with a live Harvey Dog backdrop. Again, Harvey Dog! Harvey! Harvo! He doesn't hear me now. He's fine though. Oh, we got Drew. Don't worry, don't sweat it, Drew. He's fine. He's good. Everything's fine. Yeah. He's having a great show. Anyways, what else we got? We do have an incredible quarantine-generated content of the week tonight. Submitted another submission from the incredibly talented Henry Brown at my real name is Bort or Bort IRL. Maybe a couple Instagrams there. One of those. You'll find it. Look at that handsome man wagon behind me here. Wow. So now the show's about bullying people. I'm not bullying. I'm celebrating that guy. I love that guy. I feel just all right. Turn into YouTube reaction channel. Come on. I'm not gonna sink that low for content. Just watching other people's. Have you noticed that? How crazy that is? Someone puts something out, and then there's like a whole ecosystem of people that just react to that guy reacting to stuff. Come on. We got some OC. out here. Look at what I'm giving you. Oh, geez, he's on the move. He's on the move. All right, well, very similar to a zoo. You know, you can't get it. You know, you got to wait for them to, I don't know, when it's feeding time or something. Okay. Bort_IRL in the chat. That's where you're going to find it. It's not that interesting there, though, but you can watch the video we're going to see tonight and other cool things that he is making. So, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to attempt a live on-location call-in from DocsPad with J-Rock. We're going to see what happens there. And then we're going to have a deeply insightful and intimate conversation with Theo Slavin. Right? Yep. From the BRANKAS, our good friends, the BRANKAS, who have been featured many times on the stream during quarantine-generated content. They do a really cool impromptu Improv Wednesday session thing that we'll talk about as far as, you know, how it's going in the Bay. We'll hear some real-hand accounts of what it's like to be a artist in the Bay right now. Again, just a real check-in with Harvey. He's doing good. He's getting it going. He's having fun. He's getting something's going on. Yeah, so we're going to get, and then, yeah, again, pretty loose. We're just going to go for until 9 o'clock. So we're 6 minutes in, and we'll see what kind of stuff we come up with. Damn, the show is litty. The apocalypse thing is treating me pretty normally, I guess, so far. Just the occasional existential crisis, and then I kind of scramble to put the show together. That kind of gives me some purpose and direction for a little bit, you know, but not great. Yeah, you know, totally got the. I feel strong about that. I have the chat interaction down now. I have the way I finally have this all set up. I'm feeling good. So I think that it's really important though that we get serious. We have to get serious sometimes. So let's do the news.
News! 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 News!
Okay, whoops, yeah, okay, the music. So, okay, here, this way. Local band Pigeon Curse considers breaking up, unable to handle the long-distance relationship during quarantine. Drummer Trent Barley says he felt like they were starting to drift, and it's been going on for a while, and that he suspected the band was jamming with someone else. Lead vocalist Silas Kettering is quoted as saying, "Trent's insecurities are his own, and I need more affirmation and validation than the band can give me right now. I think it's time we all focused on our solo projects." Yep. Controversial new punk hospital waiting until more COVID patients show up to start treatment. Dr. Scuzz Shabley assures the public that we keep the smokes outside as best we can and only drink during the night shift. Now, while the medical care is substantially less effective, no one is turned away for lack of funds. Bang. Nailed it. Nailed that one. Boom. Okay. Legendary video game Tony Hawk's Pro Skater makes its return. And thanks to recently captured 3D scans, the upcoming remaster will feature the original pros as their current middle-aged selves. That is actually true. That is true. I'm also hearing that news is coming in. The game will also feature Ice Pack's Bad Knees and the Existential Dread game mode. Yep. And then last but not least, Elon Musk fails to invent world's smartest baby. That was the news.
News! News!
Oh, fuck! I fucked it up! Fuck!
News! News!
Hang on. I fucked it up. Last but not least, Elon Musk fails to invent world's first smart baby. Shit.
News! 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 News!
Okay, you guys already heard that. Shit. You guys already okay. You got it. All right. Oh man, almost stuck the landing. That was close. We're doing it great. Body shaming. Who am I body shaming? Am I body shaming? Who did I body shame there? Man, everyone's on me tonight. Henry Brown just really virtue signaling in the chat tonight. It's very uncharacteristic of him. Very worried about what happens after my neurons stop firing after my death. How was this image created? Well, let it be known that I do create last minute very hastily on Photoshop right before this show typically. I do make all those images, usually with images on the Googles that you're probably supposed to pay for or whatever, but we're not making money from this. I'm just satirizing everything. It's fine. But yeah, I do make those. I do make the pics. I'm making the pictures on the Photoshop right before I just shit post the news. That's what that segment should really be called. We got Ezra on cam. We do have an Ezra on screen. You guys are seeing him there. That is his typical kind of pose, just kind of sitting and staring, greeting the abyss, as it were. Baby shaming, you dingus. So I'm the dingus. Okay, I did misread it. Well, now what was the baby shaming? It's smart baby, like smartphone. You know, he obviously tried to invent. I did mess it up though. I know. I went back. All right, guys. You guys are having fun. Well, I guess without further ado, let's hear from Henry. Let's like see Henry's content in the quarantine generated content of the week. Okay, that was more reasonable than usual. I don't have much in this one. It's really actually Henry. I shouldn't be making fun of Henry too much because he is actually bearing the entire burden of this segment this week. So here's what's gonna happen. We're only we're 13 minutes in. We're gonna watch Henry's vid. It's gonna probably play at least 1.5 times or 2 times. The longer it plays, the more you guys can panic in the chat. But we're gonna come back with Theo Slavin of the BRANKAS. I'm gonna chat with him for a while, and then I think him and I together will brave. We'll brave calling into Doc's pad and see what we can learn from what's going on out there in this early stage of reopening. Henry's carrying the show week to week. That is true, John. So your comment, John's really carrying the chat week to week. I think, as far as roasting me, I think you guys could all step your game up to John's level. I mean steamed ham, not to dox John there. So, anyways, without further ado, let's watch the this. Oh, it has a name. I know it. Henry Brown's No Green Leaves There. Let's watch it, and then we'll come back with Theo Slavin from the BRANKAS.
seems like it's all just part of the bit.
It's all part of the bit. Yeah, I think
Really?
that we are back. I think we're gonna. Yep. Oh yeah, we're back. We are back. That was some pretty cool 3D animation from Henry Brown. I seem to have lost almost all of you, but you're gonna come back, and when you do come back, you're gonna see Theo Slavin of the BRANKAS. Everybody. Oh, well, this one. Oh, no laughing. Hey, 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 hey. Yep. Oh yeah. What is up, buddy? Great to see you.
You too.
This way.
Yeah, just surviving. Saturday. Which way are we going? We're going that way. All right.
Yeah, you got it. It doesn't really. It won't matter too much. Let's do it like this. Nice. And then you still have the Harvey cam in here too. So if Harvey should show up, you still will. Yeah, still gonna see him. Oh my God. Yeah. We did it. Sorry that dropped off there. I'm not sure what happened. We lost everybody, but it's back. It is back. I think
Hey, I'm here with you. That's
everyone's
all that
coming
matters,
back, so we're good. What the heck's going on, man? Thank you so much for all the Wednesday night content that you've been giving everybody, and that you've given me on a couple occasions here.
Well, thanks for featuring it and stuff. I mean,
This way.
it's a way to stay sane, I think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what else are you gonna do with your life? I don't know.
How are you guys doing that? I think we've shown it many times on the stream here before. So I think you guys know. In fact, maybe while you talk about what you guys do there, I'll bring it up so people can see it. Yeah, tell me about those. Like, how you making those? Like, how you picking the? Are you picking those vids? Are you looking at the vids? What is your process for making those?
Well, I guess like the basic idea is one of us. It's either myself or Taylor, who plays drums and synthesizers and other things.
Of course.
We'll just like play improvised like something. You just make it up.
Okay.
2 to 7 minutes or whatever, and then that person sends their part to the other band member, and then they listen to it once and then play something over it in response. And then the idea is just kind of like you're improvising, but it's sort of disconnected by time and distance and our situation, and then we cut it all together and it feels like a real thing.
So and the video part of it, are you just kind of finding random stuff? Did you mention that? I think I missed the video part.
No, I guess it's whoever starts that week will say like, this is kind of the theme I have in my head, and then I do the editing for the videos, so I steal people's stuff off YouTube, and then we fuck it up and make it look different. So
yeah,
but you didn't hear me say that.
I understand that. No, it's a skill. It's a skill in and of itself, I think. Here, I think I finally have a crude it's the window is small, but you can see they got an example of one. Looks like you're episode 7 with some mushrooms here. That's super fun.
That's
man.
The newest one, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm glad you guys are still finding ways to do stuff. It's crazy now.
Yeah.
I'm looking the wrong way.
We haven't seen each other in person in like 2 months, I think.
Since several months. When was that? When's the last time you guys came through Eugene and crashed in the? Did you guys crash in the Mud Hut? Where did you guys? Lots of bands crash in different places when they stay at the house.
Yeah, that was September last year. I think I stayed in Davy's room because he wasn't there.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Davey.
Nice.
And then Taylor slept on the couch, but then hung out with the dog for a bit. That was cool.
Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that
old
was a
Harvey
fun
dog.
night.
Yeah, I think we are I heard a big laugh there. I think there might have been a pretty exciting Harvey dog moment there, but we're seeing something happened. I don't know. I missed it. It was on screen though, so if you had a key eye, you maybe caught some Harvey antics in the bottom of your screen here.
He's the best boy.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. I'm glad he's really perforated every memory into the memory of the bands that crash at our house. It's cool. Yeah, he's good. He's a good boy. So what is so you live in the city in San Francisco, right?
Yep. Yeah, we both do.
What is the climate? What is the temperature like? I mean, I know it's like 70 degrees and overcast, but I mean the
70. It's not
existential
November,
temperature is what I mean.
yeah, it was nice today. There were a lot of people. I live next to a park. There were a lot of people in the park hanging out, which seemed like not the thing you're supposed to do. But hey,
A lot
I'm
of
not their
park
boss.
hanging out going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's safe in the park. Yeah, I think as long as you're moving, as long as you kind of keep moving,
Yeah.
it seems like it's okay. But
Some
yeah,
guy had like a table with beer pong set up. I don't know. Anyway,
man, were they going
I'm
full
not a
on
health expert or whatever. But
were they going full on beer in the cups? Because that is a
I
level
didn't
of
ask.
that's a level of
I guess I can't
yeah,
bring that up without the full.
that is the
story.
real
That's not
most
fair.
unsanitary way to play. Yeah, that dirty ball from a garage going into the actual cup of beer you got to drink. Oh, I think you're.
Maybe that's how they're fighting the power now. You know.
That's
just
smart. Well, that's what
taking them
that
down.
is. That is what it seems like. Let's. Oh, all right. Let me close that. Oh, geez. Now there's two of you. That's fun. Let me close
Uh-oh.
that. Let's get rid of that. There we go. And maybe we'll make Harvey a little bit bigger. What else? What else? Oh yeah. So here's the deal. So the other guy, J Rock, who is going to be on the show, he got called into work, dog. So
Oh,
he
shit.
straight up is at has to go in and he's bartending at Doc's Pad, which is a bar downtown. I
Okay.
think you guys have played at Sessions or Hi-Fi before, right?
No, just Old Nick's, and then one time at Lucky's the last time.
Shoot.
That's
okay.
been our Eugene experience. So.
Yeah, well, the next time you guys come down, maybe that, whenever, that ever, the dream is ever, where we're not living in this dystopia where there's no shows, you should check that one out. You guys would go over well there. But across the street, there's the old Doc's Pad. The old Doc's
Okay.
Pad. Yep, kind of an infamous, sporty kind of divey bar downtown in the best way. In the best way, no slight.
Right.
And
We all like that
Black.
stuff.
Okay, do you remember Black Forest? Did you ever play at
Uh,
Black Forest? I feel like maybe you must have. It would have been a while ago, like 5,
I don't
6
know.
years ago. And Eugene, you're gonna say just Nick's and Lucky's the one time, huh?
That was it.
Okay.
I wish I like
Okay.
our history there. But
No, that's cool. There's a connection
also
there.
a little
Anyhow,
ignorant.
I figure you and I can take a plunge, and we could call him at work while he's the only guy working, so he might not pick up. But you and I together could go on a little expedition
make it
here
work.
to see
have a
what
little
it's
open
like
bar.
at a bar tonight. Yeah,
I'm feeling it. I haven't been outside.
I know.
don't
Yeah,
know
I know.
how
I
long.
don't know what to expect. Maybe we're all gonna be repulsed by it. Maybe we'll think. I don't know what we're all gonna think, but I think we have to. We got an
We'll find
opportunity here. Let me see what I got. I got the word. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna try it. Like I said, you might not pick up. We may have to try more than once, but let's attempt to bring J Rock into the call live from what I assume will be behind the bar at Doc's Pad, but we'll see. He may not pick up. Let's try it though. I also
Loving it.
never. Hang on. I also never try. I've never really tried to add somebody to the call live, so that's gonna be.
So this is a big day for the
interesting.
show. We're breaking ground right
We
here.
are. There's been a couple groundbreaking.
Oh, I see it. You're adding somebody?
Yeah. Hopefully it's the right Jake. It could be that. This is another thing I was thinking we could do is
That
we could
would
just,
be the best part, though.
we could call. That's what I was thinking. We could
Let's
call
get a
mutual
Jake.
friends. You and I could just call mutual friends that we know and see if they pick up. I was thinking because we're
I know
gonna
a few Jakes.
we're gonna have some time to kill. I have no more scripted content, and that did not seem to work. So.
Right.
Oh,
I
it
don't
says
know.
contacting still, so maybe he'll pick up. He might just be ringing through, but I don't know. Can you think who are the same people that we know down there? I know the Joan and the Rivers boys. I haven't seen them since we were last down there, but
We could try.
we could try one of
Can
them.
we try to call Mike? Eric? Caleb?
Yeah. I think
Any of
think
them.
I'm friends with. Can you add people to the group?
Let me see.
I think you can. The little plus man down there.
Is there a plus man?
Yeah, it's like a plus and then like a little human torso with a head. Add group members. Maybe only I
Earth.
can do this.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Mike might be working.
That's all right. I think. Oh my God, Ezra is so close to the camera. I think we have to go straight to the critter cam. Honestly, while you see if you can figure that
let's
out,
cut over to that.
because we're just gonna have to really go. We're going moment to moment. This is a very agile, nimble episode of Critical Shakes Night Live.
Well, we're just trying to stay lean and efficient in these trying times.
Yeah, you
and
got to be able to pivot. You got to be able.
we want
to,
you to know that we're here for you.
What
no
is
matter
happening? Did Ezra just open the door? Wow, Ezra
How?
opening the door, obscuring the camera. Wow. Drew with the fix. You might have to shut the door. Yeah, wow. Ezra now in the studio live. I don't know if I can. He's just walking around here looking for scraps. I'm not sure what he's doing, but now he is very close to me. If he gets close enough to grab, I will attempt to grab him, but I don't think he's interested. Anyways, those are my roommates eating, and Harvey's butt is what you guys are looking at. Oh, nice
Good boy.
move. Oh my God. Quality content. Nobody's. Yep. Chat. Okay, how about this? Does anybody in the chat does anybody in the chat have a question for us, and maybe perhaps wants to come on live and discuss this question? Or perhaps that is the move. I don't think we have too many. It's not like we have hundreds of people with bated breath to ask us questions, but we do have maybe a couple people with semi-heavy breath that are really trying hard to think of something to help me or whatever. But
This is good content if you need to know how to add members to a Facebook video chat. I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one is brave enough to show content like this. Oh yeah, John
This
loves
is
to
like
make fun
if
of how
Eugene
brave I
and
am.
San Francisco met, says Daniel Zong.
Yep.
It's actually very true.
Yeah, Daniel's long close friend. The critter cam is helping, I think. Yeah, no, that's why I set it up. That's why I set it up tonight. Yeah, John loves to make fun of how brave I am. Yeah, it's fine.
So what have you been doing? What's new?
Oh man, well, nothing. As far as the answer to that question, nothing really new. I've been kind of like getting a little bit too used to the new situation. I'm gonna see if I can. There we go. Oh my God, just nailed it. Been getting really used to the new situation a little bit, and now I'm just.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty
Are
stagnant.
you enjoying it too much? The isolation, the difference in
It's just
schedule?
like a little bit like, oh yeah, that you're kind of more comfortable with this than maybe I thought it would be, which is kind of like, a truer look into yourself a little bit. Is like, yeah, I'm actually pretty okay with this, but especially since before it was kind of the opposite. It was very being at shows, making it happen. But when that kind of became my job too, that started to make it less fun and more feeling like I want to go away, get back to like the solitude,
Yeah.
thing. So
Do you feel, in general? I mean, once an enjoyable thing becomes an obligation, it's kind of a weird change, right?
It is.
And then it's hard to separate yourself from like what you've been working to a certain place.
it's hard to
Not
navigate.
to say that this is like a perfect outcome, but
No, but I mean it's like a welcomed break in a kind of a position I wasn't really ever going to get a break from. So, yeah, obviously, you just got to be grateful. I guess everyone's got to be grateful for where they're at. Everyone also has their ass out on this one, so everyone's kind of taking it at different degrees of intensity. But keeping that in mind, I do feel like we're good. We're fine at the house, but not without crazy shit going on. But I mean, it's been nice to just go back and focus on playing and like writing and just making stuff. Like I've never been more consistently making content before.
yeah.
Because there's just like no excuses. I was actually talking about Henry about this the other day. There's just there's a real lack of excuses now. As far as like if you are still getting either unemployment or you're still working, it's just everyone's got kind of like more time on their hands. So that's first excuse for me in a lot of places of like me getting in the what's getting in the way of me working on the projects I'd like to be working on. So I'm trying to take advantage of the time, but man, it's hard, dude. Like I do definitely get depressed like during the middle of the week when I orbit really far away from this thing, which gives me like a little taste of the old times. Yeah, it's pretty depressing because I think you and I both, we get how, being in a band that, is like working really hard and kind of doing everything right, but is still, fairly unknown and like going uphill. It's just like the dream was already like a little fragile bird, and it just like really feels like crushed right now. So yeah, I don't know. I think as I go forward with the show and as things start to open up, I don't know what to do. It's weird, but I think as things open up, bands and shows and that whole lifestyle is still not gonna be the same way for a while. So I think if I keep doing this, I'm gonna kind of try to make it more about dudes like you and Taylor and bands like the BRANKAS and just all of our mutual friends and all the bands that I know are not wanting to give up and still going to be putting stuff out and just try to give them a platform or whatever. So this is in my mind, this is the beginning of that with having you on. So I'm stoked, man. I'm glad you're here. Why don't you grace us with unless you have, I'm sorry I'm talking all over you, but I want to hear some worst Bronca show ever stories for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, we all have those, right?
We all have those. That's why I know you got some. I want to hear yours.
Like, you would normally think a bad show, right, is like stuff doesn't work or people don't show up or whatever.
Yeah.
But everything I could think of is more like memorable, and that it's just strange and kind of like the nature of being in a small duo band that we do. If people don't know this band, but it's similar to Shake's two-piece guitar drum thing.
Yeah.
But our first big tour, we were going to Utah from Reno, which is like a 10-hour drive. It was Memorial Day, and we had to be at this thing that we booked through some website. And it was like, be there at 4 p.m.
Oh,
and
man. Already a great start.
Leave at like 5 in the morning from Reno.
Oh, wow.
Didn't sleep a lot, but it was a fun show. And we're going to get there. It's going to be this sort of weird DIY thing, but it was near Provo, Springvale, Utah. Anyway, did the whole thing, saw the sun come up, beautiful drive, right? And then get to the spot after the gnarly drive.
Yeah.
And it's like a big open field at the bottom of a hill where Boy Scouts would usually rent out as a campground.
Yeah.
And there's no one there.
Okay.
And Taylor and I are kind of like, all right, I don't know what the deal is. So we park the car and then walk out into the field. It's about the size of a football field. And there's one tent at the end of it. And I'm kind of like, Taylor, go ask him what's going on, because I did a lot of driving.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, we're BRANKAS, we're here to play a show for this thing. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, everyone was camping out, and they got really drunk, and they left today. But you're probably looking for the wizard.
Oh,
and we're like,
of course.
Okay, yeah, we're looking for the wizard. They're like, yeah, go into the woods and follow the creek.
Whoa,
and
wow.
Find the wizard. He's a really tall guy.
Okay.
And I'm looking at Taylor like, we need to leave because we're going to die. And Taylor's like, no, we drove all the way. Let's do
quest,
this.
Dude. We just got it. Yeah,
sick.
It's the beginning of the quest. Yeah, man, you guys are so.
He's not here. So
a lot of Davey and Jordan dynamics, I can tell, are in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, of course, we go into the woods, follow the creek for like 10 minutes, and then there's this like 9-foot tall, really skinny dude with a hat and a beard, like one of those goatee things without the mustache. We're like, hey, we're the band. He's like, oh yeah, I'm the wizard. You probably want to meet Judas.
Oh.
So then we follow the creek back down to Judas's tent.
Oh my god.
And then as we're getting there, Judas pops out of the tent with some clam chowder and like shoves it in his mouth and goes, you guys must be the band. I'm Judas.
Wow.
Do you want some clam chowder?
Wow.
You want some whiskey? And then from there, it was fine. It was a weird show outside. They were really cool. So I don't
how
know
many
if
people,
worst
like
show
how many
is the
souls
thing,
on
but
board the show?
It was what? Sorry.
How many souls were on board for the show? Like how many souls were on board?
10 people,
Nice.
maybe.
Nice.
No PA generator.
Oh wow.
So you just kind of have to shout over the instruments.
Yeah,
So it's a challenge. It's a learning experience.
definitely.
And we had like a week and a half left on the run, but I don't know. I always remember that one.
That
So
one's
not
great.
worst.
Yeah,
it was
this
just
is
like a weird.
It doesn't have to always be worse. I'm just like, and no one, if you did like, if I asked you for any kind of story, it's like no one would be like, we played this show and so many people came and it was great and we got paid and like our artistry was affirmated and validated and I went home satisfied. It's like no one,
Right? That's a boring story.
no one even has that story. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, I can do one. We can go back and forth. Maybe
wait,
is what we should
Taylor
do. But
says,
let me.
say hi to Jordan for me.
Who says
Just
that?
Taylor just texted
Oh,
me. Said, say hi
I
to Jordan for me.
Man, I love
Should we
you.
say
Taylor.
hi to Taylor?
Hello.
I don't know if he's watching
Let's
now.
get
but-
his big shout out to Davey if Davey's watching. I think he might be watching. I think Theo's a little bit closer to Davey. I'm a little, maybe a little bit closer. I noticed with you guys, we're definitely sharing the attributes. There's some crossover for sure, but
Fair enough.
I do love seeing the two-piece dynamic. I always love seeing the crossover dynamics that exist. Let me try to call this guy again.
Sure.
I'm gonna try. We'll see if he picks up. This will maybe be the last try here. Haircut Uber. Let's read the chat real quick. Here's a free business idea.
All right.
Haircut Uber.
Let's open it up to the people.
You guys are talking about the Alberta Abbey show at the church. Yeah, that's a good story. It's a little bit long. It's hard for me to do that one tight. It's hard for me to do any story tight though. Let's be honest. I don't think he's picking up. We're still ringing him. Man, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to get the on location glimpse into some pretty scary stuff. But maybe it's for the best. I feel bad honestly for those that are being forced to work if they don't feel like it. I'm not saying that is Jake's case, but yeah, that would be. I'm not looking forward to this time of the Weird Al. It's all like we're not sure it's happening. Anyways, okay, all right. Well, if anybody really wants to call in and ask us questions or talk to either of us, let me know in that chat. You are a Facebook click away from calling in. Well, maybe I'll tell the Alberta Abbey story, but I think I'm going to tell a tighter one here, which is one of my favorite ones. It was the second time that our van had been pissed on this one tour. Both times in California. The story is about the second time. First time is there's not much story there. I saw it, he left. And that is typically what happens when you see somebody peeing on your stuff. You kind of catch them, you say, hey, you're peeing on my stuff. And they just they're just like embarrassed and they usually just leave, That'll like choke your bladder right up. You're nervous, you get out of there. The second time that this happened, I didn't realize. So the story is that we spent like the last 3 days in the Mojave Desert, like the actual like Mojave Desert, because we had like 2 or 3 days off or something. So we were just like camping out there, being idiots. There's lots of stories involving those 3 days in the desert. But let's just say we were a little bit loopy. We had gone a little bit nuts. We had just been camping in the desert out of the van for a good 2.5 days. And it's time to roll into LA, and the show was canceled. But I remember I was putting it together last minute, so we're showing up to some weird venue that we wasn't on the books until that day, and we park outside. And I can tell it's like not our kind of place. It's in Echo Park. It's like a pretty hipster spot. There's like a whiskey bar. There's like not a whiskey bar, but like a whiskey like library that you can get a tour of, and there's like couples painting. There's like a couples painting workshop where people are both painting.
That's not your bit?
That's not really our... Yeah, not so much. Like, everyone's really hot. Like, it's super attractive people only, and like the lighting is very romantic, and like it's wood and rustic and smells like cinnamon in there or whatever, and
Don't
everyone's
yourself started.
only playing on this one drum set and all the like the house gear, right? So I could just see that this is going to be a nightmare, and so I just go get those. You know, I'm sure you guys do this. You just go get that like 10 or 20 quiet minutes in the van before you have to. You kind of like see, you get the lay of the land, and you're just like, I'm just going to go get maybe just like 10 or 20 quiet phone time minutes to myself in the van before we like schlep through what is going to be kind of a train wreck at this way too nice of a place for the stuff we do. So I'm in the van. I'm laying there. I'm looking at my phone, and the windows are very tinted, and we're parked on the side of like a 5 one-way street. It's like 5 lanes one way, and we're parked on the side. And I see this man approaches, and now he's standing behind the van, in between the car parked behind us, and he's looking. He's kind of looking around a lot. He's looking around. I'm kind of just like doing the looking up from my phone thing, just kind of like, what's this guy? He doesn't see me. And then he turns to where his back is now, you know, facing traffic. Like he's in between traffic and my van now, like on the driver's side. And what do I hear? But like, this is hard to do remotely, but I start hearing this noise. And he's like facing the window. He's like he's inches from me, and he's like, now he's facing the van, and I'm hearing, and I go, like audible, but the bed I was in is like a coffin, so I can't really get out of there quickly, so I have to reverse army crawl backwards and like get my boots on, so it takes a while. It takes like a minute, maybe like 2 minutes or something. I grab the club, because it's just like, again, we've just been in the desert. It's been like Mad Max kind of in our heads, but it's like the club you use to lock the steering wheel. You know, I'm holding that, got my boots, I come out, I'm looking for him, don't see him, and who comes walking down the sidewalk but Davey? And he comes up to me, and he's just kind of like, what's going on? And I'm like kind of like crazy looking, and I'm like, there's a man, there's a guy, and in that moment I see him now. He's got his hood up, and he's kind of trying to slink past. He's trying to slink past behind like Davey and just try to get by, and I just kind of point past Davey, and I'm just like, you, and he kind of gives me like a who me, and I go, you man, stay away from this van, man. I saw you. I saw you trying to break into this van. And he just like, all of a sudden he snaps. He goes from just kind of like who me to just like, do you see a screwdriver in my hands? Do you see a screwdriver in my hands? I wasn't breaking into your van, asshole. I wasn't breaking into your van. I was pissing on your van. That's right. I was pissing on your van. Yeah, go check. Stealing your van. I don't need to steal your van. I got a van parked. I got a van of my own parked right in front of yours. No shit. He goes to the car that is parked right in front of us on the side of the road, and he opens up the back hatch. He opens up the back hatch and throws his bag in, and he goes, yeah, you know what else? I got a gun in here and a bullet with your name on it. I'd like don't say anything at that point. And then he goes like, yeah, make sure to check the license plate. And he shuts the hatch, and there's no license plate, and he gets in and drives off. It's like,
Solid.
And poor Davey, you know, just like walks into the conversation with what's going on, and then saw that whole thing like unfold. Pretty funny. I did go check, and sure enough, that little noise was him peeing on my van. He I don't know. It's the second time it happened on tour, and this guy was not cool with being accosted about it. And you know, I guess I did wrongly accuse him of breaking into the van. That was on me. I did assume that. But you get out there, you know how protective you get.
Jesse's asking, was the peeing guy also super hot? I think we all want to know.
I don't know. He was more of a sort of a. I would say that I remember his gray sweatshirt was like kind of unclean and kind of cut up, and that his hands were pretty filthy because he got really close.
Okay,
he really
like
showed me his hand. You know,
though,
he's like, "You see a screwdriver in my hand?" It was like, I can't make any of this. I couldn't make this. So but it was just it's such a good cold open to that episode of that show. It's like such a good cold open. It's like that was like our welcome to LA. So I've always wanted to make.
Have you been back to LA since?
We have. That was our. I want to say that was our first time there. That was that was like us, like that honestly that led to really amazing connections that we have now. That was like our hilarious like little foot in the door.
Yeah.
Like we did make connections from that we parlayed into ones that like dear friends like you guys, like the band Guppy that's been on here before and is definitely our friends.
Oh yeah.
We met them through these connections that we really just got super lucky on. So that one really stands out to me. I guess like one of the worst shows is not even really a story, is also in LA though. Like we've kind of had some stinkers there. There was just one that
It's a strange
there was just
place.
no one there, you know. We played last and no one knew we were playing and everybody left and we played to
Oh,
the
yeah.
bartender and
I think we played that show too. Or wait, that
Universal
was
Bar and
different one.
Grill. You ever play that place? The Universal Bar and Grill.
We never played in LA. I can't get a show there.
Really? That's
Yeah.
hilarious, dog. That's fun. That's how it I mean, that's funny. That's funny that you guys. That's hilarious. Well, I guess the best show I think we've had there was one of my favorite shows was at a bowling alley, a dilapidated
Oh.
bowling alley.
Is that what All Star Lanes? Or is that a
yes,
different bowling
yes.
alley?
I think that's what it was. It was in Glendale, I think.
Yeah, I've known people that play there, but
It was fun.
I've
I
heard
mean,
it's always like, okay.
You know, it's the kind of place where you're putting the tables back. Like the band
Yeah.
is putting the
You wanna
tables
do
to the
your
side
part,
and then
right?
putting them back after the show. And like the bands definitely bowled the most that day at the bowling alley. Like it wasn't like it was like a
Nice.
really popular bowling alley that then we played at. But I love this place. I don't mean to like make it sound. It's gonna sound like I'm kind of talking
No.
shit on it, but
It's
I
because you
loved
remember, right? And
I
that
loved
makes it
how
special
run-
and different and strange. So
the
that's a cool
charming of
thing.
it being run down and strange was very fun. Like all of the
Mhm.
animations were really old still, and like kind of the screensavers on all the old tube TVs were really like cheesy, and
Classic. Yeah.
some of the lanes were just like closed because of the roof was kind of coming down in those places, and yeah, crazy stuff. These stories. All right, well, hit me with another one. I just kind of did 1.5.
Oh, that's all right. You got your type 5. I'm trying to think now. Okay, so our first tour, 2015, we sort of got our friends. They're not a band anymore, but this band called Friends Without Benefits was doing like a 3-day run with a punk band from Billings, Montana called No Cigar.
Okay.
And we jumped on a San Francisco, San Jose, and Santa Cruz show, which is just down the coast in California.
Uh-huh.
Nobody knows where that is. And then we were doing 2 more days in SoCal after that. So the first 2 were fine. They were fun, normal shows, even with out-of-town bands. And then Santa Cruz, we were late because first tour, we got there and the show was in the basement of a restaurant that also doubles as a bocce ball funhouse
Oh my god.
family game place. But you set up in the middle of all the tables where the people are going to eat, where the bar is, where the waitress is like, why the fuck are you here?
Right.
We're late, so we're like, we're so sorry, dudes. With traffic, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They're like, it's all right, you have to play last. But they double booked us with the local ukulele club.
Oh my
Santa
god.
Cruz, Boomers, Tommy Bahama, Big Hats, Matching Couple,
That
doing the
is
harmonies and everything.
amazing.
They're way better than we are, but we're playing the same night, okay? So the first band, it's all punk loud bands, whatever. So
Uh-huh.
the first one sets up in the restaurant, starts going, the entire ukulele club, there's like 30 of them.
Oh my
That's
god.
the crowd. Realizes they don't want to be here, so they file out in couples just through the restaurant basement.
No.
And the first band's going, 2 more bands, so we're hanging out, we watch the other band, then we have to play, we set up. I think somebody turned on a refrigerator in the back, so like the power went out and then went back on and the amps weren't working and stuff,
Oh
which
my
might have just been
God.
my fault, but
Oh, Bocce's Cellar. Bocce's Cellar?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff Wiseman in the
I
chat.
didn't want to
Jeff
call him out,
Wiseman.
but
You know Jeff. Do you know Tom Simon, Jeff Wiseman? Does that ring any bells to you?
oh no, I know the band name,
Cool.
which is me just being like, I've heard of them, but like,
Yeah. Well, there you go.
wanted to play a show with y'all, so maybe next time we come through.
They're watching.
Not to
hell
be
yeah.
that guy on the internet, but
Yep. Was
Anyway.
was the peeing guy super hot? Don't let Jordan know that. Good question. Answer the man. He wasn't. I think he should do the show backward. Most prepared content should be at the end. I don't know. No, it doesn't matter. Why? So what? It's 15. It's not like there's 100 now. There's 15 concurrent viewers now. I think.
Which is more than most of my local shows, so I'm feeling
Dude,
it.
15 people at a show. I know.
Respect.
It'd
Yeah.
be fine. It'd be fine. I know. The numbers are going down though. I was thinking one day I will get desperate enough where what I do for content is just go through the show's analytics on YouTube live with everybody and just be like, "Yep, this is where we're at, everybody. This is how bad it is. This is what's going on." But oh man, we're getting great Harvey Dog content. Let's take a look
Oh yeah.
there. I'm sorry you don't get to see it. You get to see it maybe a few seconds later. But dude, we did it pretty good. There's 7 minutes left. Let me think. See if I can have like a tight funny story. I guess I'll try to do Alberta Abbey in 7 minutes, but that's going to be tough. But basically, it's like our second show ever, and it starts very similarly where we don't know how to do this, so we're like looking on Craigslist for shows. That era of being in a band where you just start by looking at the gigs on Craigslist or whatever, and we're all stoked because like there's this one is like, oh, it's a multi genre music festival in Portland. It's gonna have genres, all kinds of genres. There's gonna be food, a 21 plus section, and it's gonna be filmed and put on TV, like on cable access. It's gonna be filmed. The whole thing's gonna be filmed. Like, please apply. So we're feeling like this is it.
You made it.
This is gonna be huge. Hopefully, they get back to us. If we're lucky enough, they'll get back to us. And hilariously enough, they do, that's number one there. That was the first flag that we didn't notice, was that they immediately got back to us and were really interested. And it's just like, oh man. And the next big flag is the flyer comes out, and Davey and I have spent during this quarantine hours like searching for proof of this show, because weirdly a lot of this stuff around this guy has been scrubbed from the internet. Like his organization, this whole thing that he was doing it under, is like not on the internet anymore. So we've had to like really, really dig in, and we were able to find some proof. But there's this really terrible flyer, and it says, CTI Kids, first annual multi-genre music festival featuring, Zimbabwe dancer Loveness Wesa, professional Cuban percussionist Orlando Alvarez, just kind of like Mike Green from the band Irons or whatever, and then and Critical Shakes, okay, and more. So that was the second big flag, because I remember thinking that's pretty crazy.
How was more when you played?
We should be in more at this point. Like, this is literally third show we played like one time at a bar, I think, at this point. This is super, super duper early. But we're just stoked, right? So we schlep all of our stuff. We bring the whole PA. We bring everything. We get there, and we get to the address, and when I'm looking it up ahead of time, it's an old church. So I think, oh, that's cool. It's in like the art districts in Portland. It used to be a church. Now it's like a cool art venue. That's going to be cool. We get there. It's clearly still like an operating church. Like, it clearly is still a church. Like there's like the service schedule is on the outside. I was like, okay, that'll probably be fine. But we kind of heard music, and there was a door open, so we go down these long stairs. We get to the bottom of the stairs, and there's a big gym, just a big rectangular gym. We walk in, and around the perimeter of the gym are like little like tables that all these old ladies have their little knickknacks that they're selling. And this is the point of the story where my mom goes, "Oh, like a Christmas bazaar." And I go, yeah, that's what they wanted it to be, but it was kind of a really sad one where like a lady just had luggage, like she clearly like tried to buy into some pyramid scheme at some point where she had a ton of luggage that she's trying to unload. There's like a lady selling like fairy wands and like fairy gowns. There was like a lot of radical kind of literature being passed around, and then there was like this really cool badass chick who was selling self-defense weapons she had. It was like you'd hear the taser. The taser would go off like in this quiet room. Other than the only other sound is Orlando, the professional Cuban percussionist, is warming up on his bongos. So that's just like there's a steady drum of bongos. There's a bunch of old ladies literally wearing. It's Christmas time. It's early December, so there are straight up Christmas sweaters and vests in this gym. I'm going fast. I'm going to be able to do this in 3 more minutes. We start to load in, and they really start to see us walk by this doorway to load things into the back. And with each piece of gear that we keep, another amp, like another PA, like another drum set, like another piece, another. With each face, I see this one lady's the pucker gets tighter, like her lips purse more, and you can start to tell that they don't like they don't like it, like. And then we kind of put it together. There's no other band, there's no other drum set, there's no other electric guitar, right? So again, now this is so early that we don't even know. I don't even know as a drummer. This is totally on me. I did not know that you needed a rug. I didn't know yet that rugs were like essential to drumming. I didn't know.
Being a drummer either.
Didn't know. So I have to get through the story a little bit. You can imagine what all the performances are like. The same thing that we didn't even realize was a common thing at this point would still happen, where like no one wanted to go first or whatever, like no one wanted to go, like everyone kind of wanted to keep waiting.
That's just a human thing, I think.
I know. Everyone wanted to wait until people came. It was like the same hilarious thing, but literally the guy who was running it there was no food. There was no 21 plus section. He was literally out getting pizzas to feed his family, like his little kids. And when he comes back with the stack of pizzas, those little kids are at his ankles being like, we're hungry. Like he's mostly doing it to feed his family. This guy's dressed like he's going to church, which he was. We missed eating pizza because we had to set up the gear. We set it up on the gym floor stage, not realizing that was a terrible move with drums. We start to play. As soon as we start playing, 2 things happen. That lady whose lips were pursed immediately and defiantly walks across the gym and walks out just like really defiantly. Let me also paint the picture that there are only 3 folding chairs in the center of the room with just like my 3 friends and like fam. It's like maybe 5 chairs that were set up, and it wasn't like there was a bunch of rows of empty chairs. It was just 5 chairs were set up for the 5 people there and were awkwardly just like placed in the center of the gym. Amazing. The other thing that starts happening,
they did that. They didn't have to put the chairs.
They didn't.
So,
Jeff, the guy,
not to play the other guy.
The guy who we'll call Jeff, was very excited and looking to. He really did like us. So basically, how much time do I got left? I'm out of time. So I got to I'll wrap it up really quick. The other thing that starts happening is my drums vibrate away from me. That's what happens when you play without a rug. So every time you hit them, they vibrate. And so at some point, I look like this, and I'm all the way spread out. Like my legs and my arms are all the way spread out. My feet are fully extended. And I'm taking unscheduled drum breaks to put everything back in place. It was a nightmare. And little did we know, we found out afterwards from our friends there that there was basically a vote. Unbeknownst to us, the guy who was putting it on, who loved us, his wife really wanted it to stop and polled everybody there, including the guests and the people around the tables. And there was like a vote. Like Jeff negotiated it to, let's put it to a vote. This is all happening while we're playing, by the way. And we don't know if that's how. It's not like we were on Survivor, but it was happening like that without us knowing. And the legend is that it was tied until it got to the Taser girl, and then she was like, I think they're pretty good. And then boom, we kept playing.
Yes. Always go with Taser girl. I think the answer here is democracy at work.
Yeah.
There is hope for the world.
Yeah.
Even if that show didn't work out super good for you, I think the consensus was.
No, 100%. We nailed the people we wanted to want. We got who we wanted, and I think we also were burned in that we were forged in the fiery crucible of what it was, just such a cripplingly cringe show.
Yeah.
That's so early in our career that it just like fortified us against any other negative thing that could happen.
If you don't do that early, I think you just kind of, once that happens, then you give up. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm totally. For other people,
it made it like impossible for us to give up because nothing was ever worse than that after that, and we didn't give up then.
The ice is broken. Now it's just like, okay.
The quick epilogues are that he felt bad that all the pizza was gone by the time we finished, So he had his helper go out and get more. So the first pizzas he brought were Little Caesars, and the pizza that Davey and I got was from 7-Eleven. So there.
Okay, we could argue
that's like a
about
fun
that,
wrap
but,
up to the story. And the other follow up, I'm just gonna jam in there real quick, is that Jeff was very excited after we played. He told us it sounded like the Ramones. He was really excited. And then I remember he just kind of threw in, after kind of gushing about the music, he just kind of tossed in there that he was also a clown, did some part-time clowning. Just kind of did clowning on the side.
Sure.
I'm a clown.
I mean,
I'm also a
as
clown.
you and I do as well. All of us performer types. I think.
Right? And he's like, we should
Yeah,
do this again.
no
We should
worries.
definitely do this again next year. And we were like, yep. And
Did you
like
do
I
it?
said, all this is all scrubbed. But I think, I think
You didn't
Lucas
do it?
Cruisin', I believe there's a really shitty cell phone video that I think I have backed up somewhere. I know Lucas Cruisin' took it. Lucas Cruisin', Jesse Goldfarb, Rich Goldfarb. These are the people that I can remember for sure that were there. And there are some witnesses. There's some key witnesses to it. Again, I also think of it like we talk a lot about how we were burned in the crucible, but man, I got to give it up to my friends for like having respect for us after that and keeping going to our shows, because what you saw was like pretty horrible as well. Like it was a horrible experience for us, but what you saw was truly awful. Okay, I was only 3 minutes long. I think we did it. But Theo, this was super fun. Should we just try for one, just for one more time's sake? Let's see if we can't.
Try the other guy.
Let's just see if we can't maybe see what's going on at Doc's pad. We're gonna try one more time, and then if not, if he doesn't pick up, we're gonna say goodbye. Thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight, all 17 of you.
Yeah,
We had
you.
a pretty good internet connection. I think I know what happened there in the middle, and it was my fault. It wasn't the internet's fault. So, thank you guys. Let's
Everybody
see.
remember to blame Jordan. I think that's the important thing.
Yes. Well, thank you, man. Oh, for real, it was great talking to you,
it's
and you've
good
given
seeing
me a lot of encouragement to keep doing it like this. Like Davey and I can't
You're
always
the one
play,
doing the thing, so.
even if Davey's around. We can't always even
Right.
we can't be playing every time. So, yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep trying to reach out to bands each week and just kind of tell stories like this. I'm gonna fucking run out though, because I just told two of my best ones, but it'll be good. I'll have to think of more.
Come on, you played a lot of shows. You can figure it out.
We can figure it out. All right. Well, no word from Sheboygan. We'll have to try him another time. So I'm just gonna let's give it up for the Brancas. Where can they look up the Brancas stuff? Is there stuff that you want them to look at? What do you want people to go look at?
You can go to our Bandcamp. It's thebrancas.bandcamp.com. That's BRANKAS. But we're on the internet elsewhere.
On the Spotify, we were listening
Very
to you.
easy to get in touch with.
Yes, you guys always have been. Even when we were like talking years before we even played together, just because
I
you
know.
guys were so
We were
cool.
trying to book shows together when we were each going on tour
Yep.
a few times, and that's how we met mutual friends, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
Jader
And
and
the
other
Joan and the
people.
Rivers were like a huge band that were like Brancas. Yeah.
they're the homies.
They're so
I love
sweet.
those
They're
boys.
so sweet. Big shout out to those guys. I don't know if they watch, but
You should get them on here.
we should get them on here. Yeah, we should do it.
Do it.
I'm going to
Figure
do
it out. Anyway, not to tell you what to do with your show,
it.
but
No, I love it. Please, that's what I need. I need to be told more what to do. Okay. We're getting a great shot of Harv. Let's all thank Theo Slavin of the Broncos. Thank you so much, dude. I love you, buddy.
thank you.
And say hi to
Good seeing
Taylor.
you.
We'll have you guys both
Cheers.
on soon sometime in the future. All right. Bye, dude. Woo! Critical Shakes episode 7 in the bank, you guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. This was super loosely formatted this time. I know a lot of you guys maybe have heard some of those stories before, but always fun ones, I think. And yeah, let me know. This is kind of the bare format of the show, so I think we did it. We did it. We filled up the hour, but I'm looking at burritos, tortillas. Hi, Jess. Hi. And yeah, I'm telling a story in under 7 minutes. I did it. Oh, sorry. I blew it with the ukulele story. I thought it ended. I thought he got it. Oh, man, I thought that one was over. Well, I guess I blew it, guys, but not really. I love you guys. Big shout out to the fam that's watching, all the fam that's watching, and all the friends as well. There's one last glimpse of Harvey Dog. Tune in next week. I think we're gonna talk to Antivision, our friends from Las Vegas. We're gonna call in to them and get a chance to talk to them. And eventually, once we get our rears in gear, we're gonna do a Cure cover set. Drew, Davey, and I will do a Cure cover set. Maybe this next weekend. We shall see. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long this is gonna happen, y'all. I don't know how long. I don't have any plans. There's no long-term vision or goal for the show, so we're just taking it week by week. But it could stop abruptly at any time, because if I ever have to do a real amount of work for a job or whatever again, who knows what this will become, or if I'll have time for it, or what's gonna happen. So let's enjoy it while it lasts, y'all. Let me know what kind of stuff you want to see, who you want me to try to call. I'm so open to doing whatever. We could prank people, could call and prank people. I don't know. I could just try to call people from the chat that are getting cheeky and just see if they pick up, but I feel like they just won't. I don't know. Brainstorm, guys. Let me know. One love. Stay safe. And good night, I guess. Yep. Good night. One love. I love you. Bye.